So welcome back from the break. That was the MOG music with Nobody. One of my favorite tunes from him, though. And yeah, we'll be talking to him in a bit. And we're talking about him being part of the 2023 Recording Academy of the Grammy. And of course, that news came out a couple of days or weeks back. And today, we want to have that conversation with him. And he's going to be joining us via Zoom, though. He's on the country at the moment. And then later, we have another conversation with Whitney D. I don't know if he's on, but like, let's just, I don't know, we've been talking about Grammy, how we want our artists to get to the Grammy level and all of that. And the Recording Academy is like a group of people who, you know, have the understanding of this music thing and play a major role in the awards itself. And it's a good thing, right?
Well, it's a good thing. I mean, when you are a member, you get certain privileges.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that you have to be a member before you get those privileges. So a gospel artist from Ghana, being a member to be able to get these privileges, I wish I could say the privileges, but then we'll leave it to MOG Music when he joined Vazo. But all that I'm saying is certain privileges that you get when you are part of the Grammy Academy is very good. It gives you certain opportunities, certain leverage, things that you can do to enhance your music, not only your music, but also represent your country very well. And also you can also pave the way for others to do so. So for me, it's a good thing. I think Stonebwoy is also part of the Academy member.
I think for 2023, last week we had Kwame Yeboah.
Okay.
Yeah, the multi-talented instrumentalist.
Yeah.
Getting into the academy.
Yeah.
Also, Alan.
So gradually we are getting there. Yeah.
It was very exciting for me when I first said that, okay, MOG is on there for the fact that, you know, like you're saying, he's paving the way for other artists to get on there.
He's a gospel artist.
Yeah, he's a gospel artist. So, I mean, it's good for the gospel fraternity, especially because we might find all of them on there. And maybe we will find a gospel artist winning the, Grammy for Ghana. Because for many years now, we have been looking for, probably secular artists because not much emphasis has been laid on the gospel fraternity. But from what we are seeing, hopefully praying, hoping that the gospel art industry would go get the Grammy for Ghana. So it's a very good thing, and we are excited for MOG. Yeah.
I'm one of those people that, well, I like when we make achievements as an industry, but also sometimes I want bigger ones. But I think there's a good one. When the news broke, I think I remember some saying that, mention
the person's name.
Why do you want me to mention it?
You want me to mention it for
Please,
you?
I'm not going to mention
You know the person.
Black Rasta.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? But I mean, just opposing that to everything about the Grammys, it's like, as everybody has said, you agree with that it's a good step?
Yeah, I agree with it. But I, for one, I am very interested or curious about how does one get to be part of the board? What are they looking for, the criteria? Do they look at the number of years you've worked? Or the talent or whatever you have at hand? I'm very curious as to how he got to be part of it.
Okay.
And how did they announce it to him? Did they send him an email? Or it's through links? Who you know?
I guess we'll get to find.
I want to find out.
Yeah, we'll find out about that in a bit.
Before that announcement, he was seen with Donnie.
Yeah, he was.
And then all of a sudden, so I'm like, okay,
Donnie's-
the Donnie connecting.
In there.
Anyway, let's get to hear from him. Good afternoon. It's MOG. Yeah.
Is he on?
Yeah.
Hello, MOG.
Maybe he has.
Okay, I think you'd have to unmute so that we could hear you speak.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Good afternoon to you now. I can hear you.
I'm in America.
Oh, okay. We are doing bugaboos. Anyway, congratulations to you. The news broke I think a week ago or so, and we were all talking about it. But first off, how did you get to be a part of this?
I must say, to be part of Grammy, you need two people to recommend you into the academy. So basically, I was talking to, first of all, I did my research, when the conversation about Grammy started in Ghana. I did my research, and I spoke to I spoke to a few friends about it who kind of gave me a view about how to go about it. Now, the issue here was to how to get the two people to recommend you to the academy, because obviously two people in the academy have to recommend you into the academy so that you can be part of the academy. So I did my research and I started making some phone calls, networking and all that. And finally got two people. Well, I got one person who got me the second person to recommend me to the academy, and that's how I got in.
Okay, so you're saying that
obviously your credentials as a musician should meet up to what you're looking for. So per their demand, when they did the background check and everything, they realized that what they are looking for, I match up to it. So they gave me the opportunity to be part of that.
Okay, I was going because you mentioned that people in the academy already need to recommend you in. So I was going to ask if there were Ghanaians who recommended you in.
No, they are not Ghanaians.
Oh, okay.
None of them is a Ghanaian.
So what, you had to show them your works and all of that before they knew that, okay, let's get him in.
No, I think basically for the recommendation it came through relationship.
Okay.
So somebody who knows somebody kind of recommended me, like, oh, Charlie, this brother of mine, he's doing amazing in Ghana. He's one of the great musicians in Ghana. His songs have traveled the borders of Ghana. And obviously he sent them some of my links, to my YouTube and stuff, and they checked it out and they realized that, oh, the guy is doing well, and not just that, but I also established a relationship with those who were recommending me, kind of phone calls, I came to America and then, linked up with them, probably had dinner, just to visit them, for them to see me. Hey, this is me, finally. Create that kind of relationship with them, so they know that, oh, we're not just recommending somebody for just recommending sake. Like, we know the person, we know who he is, we know what he does, we know his values, we know everything. So that's what happened. And they went all out to recommend me. And when they did a recommendation, I think the academy also did their research and their review, and then they deemed it fit that the young man called MOG qualifies to be part of the academy.
Okay. As a musician, what benefits are you going to derive from this? And more so, as a gospel musician, what does this mean for you?
What it means for me, first of all, is that people who have not heard about MOG music will begin to hear of me. But by the grace of God, our songs have been able to travel the borders of Ghana, and people have been blessed by it. So if a group of people have been blessed by it, if we get a wider or a bigger platform, the impact it made with the smaller people, it will make that same impact with the bigger people. So it's basically we've been able to market what God has given to us, reach out to the nations of the world, propagating the gospel of Jesus Christ first of all, and impacting lives with the music that God has given us, and also putting Ghana on the map. People get to know what comes from Africa, what comes from Ghana, the sound that comes from Ghana, and I was telling a group of people that this thing is not going to be just about me putting myself out there to just market myself or get whatever I want to get for myself, but I'm looking at the gospel industry, what I can contribute to the gospel industry, the Ghana music industry, what I can contribute. If there are any recommendations I have to make for anybody in the music industry in Ghana to also be part of it, or their song to be nominated as to win a Grammy, or to be considered to win a Grammy or anything. I'll do that. I'm not going to hold that back. So it's a win for Ghana. It's an opportunity for Ghana to win. It's an opportunity for Ghana to be heard and Ghana to be seen, and also for me to sell what God has given me and to impact lives.
Okay, so my ladies are here. They'll be asking some of the questions too.
Yeah, MOG. I want to find out, what are some of the privileges of being part of the Grammy board? The privileges.
Privileges. Okay. So being part of the academy gives you the privilege, one, to recommend two people to also come on board to be part of the academy. So I have the privilege to recommend two people to come and join the academy. And that is where I was saying it's a win for Ghana because I will have the opportunity to bring my other colleagues and also, people who are doing very well in the music space and their music has to be heard by the world to also come on board to the Grammys to be seen and heard. If we have a lot of Ghanaians on board, when we get nominated, you have a lot of Ghanaians voting for you. Like, yeah, this is my guy. I know him from Ghana, so let me vote for him. You understand? Number two, I have the opportunity to also vote. Anytime Grammy nominations are done, I have the opportunity to vote and select who I want to win what and all that. And the third one is I have the opportunity to also submit my music, my songs, my projects to the board academy so that they can consider me to be nominated for a Grammy award.
Okay.
Interesting.
MOG Music. Just to also get the clarity on how the duration was. When exactly did you file or show interest, and how long did the process take for you to be actually inducted into the Grammy Academy?
Okay, so I showed interest 2 years ago, and I started my research. And somewhere last year, I was able to connect to the two people who recommended me for the Grammy. So I think it took a year. They putting it in, and so when they put it in, Grammy would email you. When the first person puts it in, Grammy will email you that you've been recommended by the first Academy member.
I think the line is.
I think
a
we are
bit
losing
shaky.
MOG. Okay.
The Grammys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
we
can
you
hear
now.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Hello.
Hello, MOG. Yeah, can you hear me? I can hear you. The network is messing up a bit. Hello, MOG.
Okay.
I think
Too bad.
he's
It's back?
yeah, too bad.
Too bad for the
I
network.
just wanted to understand when exactly he actually filed and how the process was.
Yeah.
And he was explaining that he had an interest and then actually got people to recommend, and he got the email. So I wanted to know the exact day everything just came
Yeah.
finally, so that we know if you file,
How long
it
it
goes
takes?
How long
through
it
a
takes.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
what I
think
wanted to know.
If I am to do the deductions or the calculations per what he said he started it 2 years ago.
Okay.
Right? And he had one person initially because
Yeah.
we got to
Right.
get two.
Yeah.
So until the second recommendation comes, I guess at that point is when they go through
Okay.
all of
Before.
that.
Hello, MOG. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Sorry. I
Good,
think network,
good. So we got the
cut
parts
off.
where you said you got the emails, and then what happened afterwards?
When you get the emails, when the two people recommend you, the Grammy Academy will send you a link where it gives you access to a portal where you can create an account for yourself.
Okay.
And then input your credentials, what you've done, your biography. If you have an EPK, you put it in there. Your Apple Music link. Basically anything about you that's
So everything.
you're a
Would you
musician,
say that
you put it in there.
would you say the estimated time was like 2 years or 3 years?
It was a year.
A year. Okay.
I mean, it took me about a year to get somebody connect me to people who are already in the academy. Because obviously getting it's not easy to see people. It's not written on their forehead like I'm in the Grammy Academy. Okay.
Yeah.
True.
You need to make that connections, and all that. And obviously, and the thing is, if you go and recommend somebody who doesn't meet up to the Grammy credentials, it goes against you who recommended. So they're also very careful who they recommend because they don't want to lose their slots. So,
Okay.
it's a very whoever is is very careful who they recommend to the academy.
Okay, but MOG per our standards, do you think that you are going to get a lot of people you'll be able to recommend to the board with our standard here, or is it going to be difficult?
Oh, so far, off the top of my head, I think there are people that can be recommended.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that we don't have any at all. I just think that it's a gray area when it comes to Grammys and for most Ghanaian artists, because they are first of all trying to make impact in the Ghanaian space, and before they even think of making impact outside, and it's a lot of work to even make impact in the Ghanaian space. So sometimes it gets you overwhelmed and all that. But I don't think we don't have artists who can meet up to the standard that Grammy is looking for. I mean, they are amazing artists. I mean, Joe Metal, Diana Hamilton, Camido, PD, Kwame Eugene. I mean, all these artists are doing Can Promise, and they're doing amazing work there and all that. So I think we have people that can really, really, really qualify for the slot to be part of the academy. We just need people to recommend them to the board, and then the board can make the decision.
MOG, I'm super excited that when you were mentioning Dinah, you mentioned Joe Metal, and also you added a Kwame Eugene, and they came from it. I mean, you get the opportunity to submit your work, you get the opportunity to vote, and you are also going to be an advocate for music rights and other policies. When you are also going to make your suggestions, are you also going to stick to only the gospel fraternity, or you are just going to widen your scope to the secular artists too?
So my first call will be the gospel fraternity. If there is space, I'll take on the secular. But my first point of call will be gospel, definitely.
Okay. And we've mentioned recommendations. Are there qualifications too?
Right.
Because you've mentioned gospel artists, secular artists. Are they requirements? Do you have to be in the music or entertainment industry to be able to be recommended, not just recommended, but qualified to be part of the academy?
I mean, the academy is not just for it's for musicians, producers, and it's for creative arts. So I think if somebody's in the space and is doing very well, whose works are traveling beyond the borders of Ghana, and also secondly, your songs must be, or your product must be relevant in the space, in the American space. Your music must be heard. It must be active, or you as an artist must be an active artist in the United States. And if you're not active in the United States, your product's not active in the United States, it will be very difficult to get into the Grammys. So your product, or what you are selling as an artist or producer or an instrumentalist, should be relevant in the United States space. Once you have that relevancy, and you have that following, and you have the products to market it, that's it.
Okay. All right. So MOG, thank you so much. But hey, Koinonia Phase 2 is super. And you've been traveling across the world. You were in Nigeria. You went to the US. We saw you with Pastor Donnie in his church. That surprise administration was amazing. But I want to ask though, if we want to push our music to them, what do you think, with your experience with them, should we be doing right? Should we be speaking more English for them to understand? So that I remember when I watched the video, you were in the church. You went over it a couple of times. They joined in. They were able to sing along. What do we have to do to be able to spread our songs across to that parts of the world?
For me, the things things that have helped me, I think what helped my music or changed the dimension of my music is a phrase that an old man told me. He said, "Simplicity sells." The best way to sell something is through simplicity. And yes, I'm a musician. I love complex music. I like producing complex because it brings up my creativity.
The complex there, you do a lot.
The masses appreciate the simplicity of the music, and that's what they're able to move with. So when I'm producing music and it's for the masses, I tone down my my skill. I tone on everything so that whoever hears it will fall in love with it. And not just that, there must be a touch of excellence to it. When it comes to the production, when it comes to the post-production, when it comes to the mixing and mastering, to the promotion, there's a touch of excellence to it. And once you have these things, you have the opportunity to meet somebody great in the industry, and you put your portfolio on the table, they see excellence. And if there's any window of opportunity, they can just slide you in for you to just take advantage of it. So these are the things that I believe the Nigerians are doing that is helping them. They pay attention to their production, their video, the brand of the artist, the content of their music, and it's helping them. And these are the things I've also focused on, that is gradually giving me an opportunity to just travel around the nations of the world to minister and to be a blessing to people.
You're arguably one of the artists that has a lot of often key changes, modulations.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, does it come to you so easy like that, or like you sit and say, "Yo, yeah," they say, because every emoji song or most emoji songs, there are modulations like times 3.
Oh my goodness. Yesterday when we finished service and went at a pastor's house, and some of my colleagues were just laughing at me that everything I'm just modulating. I think it has to do with my upbringing. The person who really gave me the foundation music is Reverend Yokai, and he loves modulations. Most of the songs you see him modulating and all that. So he was the one who gave me that kind of foundation. So I think it's become part and parcel of me, where it's not all my songs. Some of them I have to modulate just to add that small ginger or spice. It's more like adding spicy, spice to your food. So if it demands for it, why not? We'll do it. If not, we can sing without modulating.
Interesting. So Koinona Phase 2, what's the plan for it, and where should we be expecting you going on tours, in the coming months?
Well, so I'm here in the States. We are preparing for a tour that will be in full flight next year. We are here preparing for a tour that will be in full flight next year by the grace of God. The Koinonia Phase 1 and Phase 2 tour, not just in the US, but in the UK and in Africa as well. So I think in Africa we are almost done with close deals with some countries who we visited, i.e. Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa.
Okay.
We are yet to close a deal with the US guys, so we can know where we'll be touring next year, God willing, in the US. I think the UK is also done. We've sealed a deal with the UK, so we are yet to seal the deal with the US. And then I'll come back home and can prepare for the tour.
Okay. All right, MOG Music, thank you so much for speaking to us this afternoon. Wish you the very best in the US and more modulations. Okay, so that was MOG Music there. He's a member of the 2023 Recording Academy of the Grammys, and we just spoke about how to get on board. It looks like a very easy thing, but it's difficult also, because if you don't get someone to to recommend you
exactly.
And it's about after being recommended,
they might not even,
if you don't have voice.
But she did he did something amazing. That is getting the interest and wanting to be part. And then started asking questions. And then the process started. So you see, I like the enthusiasm that he took charge of everything, and you see where he has gotten to.
Because you could have been equally good, but probably you are just there. You are not making an inquiry,
Waiting
thinking that one day, they will just call you up there. It's not possible. You have to make a way.
Harriet, it's okay. Today is the big man's big day. Let's leave it there.
I'm not trying to criticize him.
Okay.
Should.